It's the day after getting back from our summer vacation. We call it a vacation, even though I wish we were posh enough to call it a holiday. We were first in San Francisco and Oakland visiting my sister, brother-in-law, and their now 4-month-old baby. So baby L'Amour got to meet cousin L'Amour, which was very sweet and fun. And then we spent a couple of days in Seattle. I love the Pacific Northwest immensely. And now we're back in Chicago. Traveling with a 9-month-old baby should be like an Olympic sport. No such thing as a vacation when you're traveling with a baby, but it was still really good to get away. So here I am sitting down to do yet another skincare video. I feel like all I've been doing are skincare videos, but it was actually a very, I guess, sort of inspiring skincare trip for me. So there's a bunch of things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the In Fiore facial. I had it International Orange, which I feel like every time I have one, I get this big swell of skincare inspiration. So that's kind of the motivation behind this video. But then I wanted to talk about all of the travel skincare that I brought post facto, post hoc, whatever. I was actually just gonna do Instagram stories about this, and then I was like, oh, but I wanna talk about this and this and this, and it kind of links into a bunch of stuff that's all skincare related. And I was like, this is definitely enough to do yet another skincare related video. I do have my newborn essentials video half edited. I've been meaning to upload it for weeks, but something has kind of always bumped it off. So once you guys see this, then I'm gonna do the newborn essentials video. Also links a little bit into the August Detox Market Detox Box featuring Josh Rosebrook, which I was gonna tell you about, but I'm gonna tell you, I guess, about it, but it's already sold out. These boxes sell out within like days or a week. So there's just not a lot of cushion for me to test things and then tell you about them. But I guess people just see that it's a brand that they like and they snap it up. They had included a sample of some skincare products, which I'm gonna talk about in here. Okay, let me just quickly tell you a bit about the In Fiore facial to set the stage. I'll try and find the video, the last video that I talked about In Fiore facial because I think I had done a catch-up video after one of my last trips to California. Every time I'm in the Bay Area, I try and schedule one of these facials at International Orange, which is a San Francisco-based spa, and they have a location in Marin, which is the location that I go to. I initially had this spa experience vis-a-vis Jeannie Jarneau of Beauty Heroes. She took me to International Orange. We had these In Fiore facials together, and it was truly a life-changing experience. Still to date, it's the best facial that I've ever had. It uses all In Fiore products, but the real icing on the cake is this signature slap tap roll facial massage technique. In my mind, this approximates more European styles of aesthetics where they're essentially like beating your face up, like slapping your face. It's incredibly sculpting. It's very draining. You would get a similar result with something like gua sha, but it's just a very different way of skin manipulation. The whole facial is very, very focused on massage and lymph movement. They do a double, it's like a layered mask. So the first mask they put down is an AHA exfoliating mask, and then they put down it's like a probiotic algae mask over top that stays on your skin for 20 or 30 minutes. That's when they do like the upper body and the neck, shoulder massage. It was all just completely amazing. And then they end with this very long, amazing massage where they're slapping the hell out of your face. It's truly incredible. Every time I've had one, I am just literally blown away with how amazing it is. And what also ends up happening is after I have this In Fiore facial, I am so re-inspired to revisit In Fiore, just nosedive into the products, similar to how I was telling you about Yuli in my last video. That was the last brand I kind of had real interest in and deep dived on. Just from like a personal interest standpoint, In Fiore has been that for me since I had this facial, but I've had such a long-standing love for this brand. I'm having just a real, you know, another one of these moments that I have periodically with beauty and being a beauty content creator, or beauty journalist, editor, whatever I call myself, which is kind of always in flux and in process. It kind of ties into some products in here while I was away. I had brought the Drunk Elephant Protini polypeptide cream just to try. This was one of the Sephora birthday gifts this year, and I hadn't yet tried it, and I spoiler alert, very underwhelming, even though people seem to love this product. And then I also caught wind online of some online drama between Drunk Elephant and Carolyn Hirons. I guess that she really slammed their recent, I don't know how recent of a release it is, but the retinol cream that Drunk Elephant came out with, I think it's called Passiony or something. And it seems that I found out about this via Estee Laundry, which is a beauty watchdog consumer rights Instagram account that I highly recommend all of you that are interested in beauty follow, because it basically is just alerting you to like unethical things going on in the beauty industry. I guess there's just like I thought that, I don't know, I don't follow Carolyn Hirons, I don't follow Drunk Elephant, so I was just surprised because I thought that she was kind of like an ambassador for them. Anyway, the reason I bring all this up, aside from trying their products, is that one of the reasons I love In Fiore and the other brands that I really love is that they have such a clear directive, is maybe not the right word, but perspective, and they're so strong in the perspective of beauty that they're presenting. And that is, I'm constantly reminded when I encounter that's why I love beauty products so much. I don't want to call it clean beauty, green beauty, non-toxic beauty. It's just beauty. It is what it is, and it doesn't need all of these, you know, labels or segments or trying to sell you a zillion products. In Fiore has always been so inspirational to me because of the vision that they present and how, I guess, sort of true to themselves that they are. Like they know who they are. Julie Elliott, the creatrix behind In Fiore, is sort of a true artist, and that's what I find so inspiring about particular beauty brands. After having this facial and just kind of going through a whole skin reinvigoration, like a passion reigniting, I decided to go back to the In Fiore Journal, they call it. It's basically the blog on In Fiore's website. And I went back through the archives and I've been reading every single post that In Fiore has done. I've been learning a lot about all of the products. They recently, in the last year or two, have come out with this Made in Japan line. And in the facial that I had, they used several of those products, including the new eye cream, including one of the new botanical waters, and one of the serums. And so I've just been researching the heck out of everything, planning my shopping list, and wanting to get the 424 back in my life. I mean, it's just like speaking to me on every level. I put on my Patchouli Royale In Fiore perfume solid this morning, which I've had for years and is so stunning. So I've just been very, very inspired, and I think I have now sufficiently gotten that point across. So why don't we talk about what I actually brought for skincare on this trip? Why don't we just go in order, and I'll kind of tell you what I used. Actually, some products in here will be permanently retired out of my skincare stash and travel stash. This would be one of those products. It's the Xoxo Cleansing Spa Water. This is a micellar water. There's maybe a third of it left in the bottle. I brought this just to remove eye makeup. It's okay, I guess, if you like micellar waters. I don't personally. I think that using oil or balm to remove any kind of makeup is superior to micellar water. I would just assume use what I brought as a makeup removal step on my eyes separately to remove that rather than this. So this, I think, is actually going to be going into my now almost overflowing disappointing products bag, which will be another upcoming video. One of my #1 travel skincare products that's extremely multi-purpose is Stark Aurora Cleanse and Hydrate Balm. This is a brand new jar of this. I showed it to you guys recently, I think. I used this as a first cleanse to remove makeup, removed with a cleansing towelette, which I only really use when I travel. And then I also used this as an occlusive hydrating step over the rest of my skincare routine. Now, something else I want to tell you that harkens back to In Fiore, and this actually I should bracket as a separate skincare topic for the next time I do a skincare routine video or a demo. So In Fiore is, I think, probably the only brand I have ever seen where their skincare education, how to use their products, proposes a very different layering technique than I think all of us have been doing, probably for all of our beauty lives. So most notably, they suggest using an oil first on your skin after cleansing. So they recommend the 424, which is an oil with a creamy emulsion over top and alternating warm and cold water splashes. I have a whole video on this. After that, I think most of us would normally do a toner spritz. This is the Fiore Lucent Summer Hydrolot, which I also brought with me, but I think most of us after cleansing would go right in with a toner step. In Fiore suggests oil straight on the skin, then followed by the toner step as they call it a pre-serum step. And then after that is when you would go in with your serum, whether it's a water-based serum or more of like an oily type of serum. Something like Soleil Fleur from their line, or Salvatage, I think is one of their new ones. So that's then when you would do the serum step, followed by cream. If you're going to do like a water-based cream, something like Iuna Cream 2. The In Fiore version is their product called Crème de Fleur. And then over top of that, or in lieu of that, you could do an occlusive balm like their Fleur Vibrant, or some of my favorites are the Kerry Grand 365 Balm, Lena Hansen Global Treasures, but this is what I used as an occlusive skin step while traveling. Very, very, very beautiful. So I've also been experimenting with doing different layering techniques with my skincare. Now, the reason that it has never made intuitive sense to me to do the oil before a serum, because I feel like you're always told to layer your skincare according to molecular weight because your serums won't penetrate through an oil. And in fact, I feel like I've explicitly heard that before. But I have to tell you, even just with the week of experimenting doing the oil with the toner on top and then a serum on top, I actually do find that my skin is retaining moisture much, much better. I guess some people would argue that the serums aren't able to penetrate, but that's like a more in-depth discussion I would like to have with In Fiore to hear how they would, counteracting that, or why that doesn't apply with the way that they're describing skincare layering. So maybe I'll do like a whole video on skincare layering and my research and stuff like that. As far as oils and toners, oh, actually I did bring another cleanser. I brought my Yuli Halcyon cleanser as a second cleanse, and I did use this. I didn't use this every day because I didn't actually end up wearing makeup every day. After I had the facial, I didn't wear makeup for like 2 days, just sunscreen, which was the Iuna Essence, which I have things to share with you about. So I used this a couple times and I really like it. It's too exfoliating for me to use every day, but as a couple times a week, I'm adoring it. Side note addendum. I hope this isn't seeming too disorganized. Something else that came up from my facial. This is also why I do think if it's in your budget to even have one professional skincare treatment a year, it's really worthwhile just for your own skin education, because I feel like every time I have a facial, I learn something new about my skin. The esthetician I had at International Orange this time, I've been told that it's not rosacea, but I do have like some broken capillaries on my cheeks. And no one has actually ever advised me to stay away from physical exfoliants like scrubs or sugar scrubs or anything like that. But this esthetician actually did. She said for exfoliating, you would want to do once a week or even a little less than that acid type of treatment. So I'm going to be revisiting the Maya Chia Refresh, and I'm going to be giving away this new Josh Rosebrook Active Enzyme Exfoliator. She said every now and then it's okay, or I guess I could just avoid my cheeks, which I tend to do anyway with masking because my cheeks are sensitive. Okay, for toners and serums, this was the stuff I played around with most in terms of like how I was layering stuff. I brought both of the Yuli travel size toners that I told you about in my last video, the Panacea and Cocoon. These are both now about half gone, and I used them as just skin refresh during the day. I like both a lot. I like Panacea a little bit better than Cocoon. Opinion hasn't changed on that since my last video. And then I also brought Fiore Lucent. This was in the June Boxwalla box featuring Fiore, and this is pretty much an empty product. Really enjoyed it quite a bit. For oils and serums, oil, serum. This is the Pi Back to Life Hydration Serum, just a little sample. In fact, this I think is an empty product now too. I brought Yuli Liquid Courage, which is a serum step, but it's also an oil. So it's kind of a hybrid. And then I brought my Wildling Beauty Empress oil, which I brought pretty much just because it's travel friendly. I had bought the kit with the Wildling Beauty Empress Gua Sha Stone, toner, and oil. And this is like the most travel friendly oil that I have. So what I would do is just, I would experiment with using either the Empress oil or Yuli Liquid Courage as my very first step after cleansing. I would then go over with a toner to create that really beautiful kind of sticky, oily feeling on the skin that just, it does feel more luscious than toner than oil. What I do find is you have to apply more oil initially, more like 5 to 7 drops, versus if I were to do a toner first, I would do like 3 to 4 drops. And this is not doing any gua sha. When I gua sha, I do very minimal oil because you want to get like some grip, I guess, with the stone. You don't want your face super oily when you're doing gua sha because the stone is just going to slip all over and you're not going to get that nice kind of like tug that you're supposed to get. And then I kind of just was experimenting with this at different points in the routine, and it's okay. I've decided that this is not a product that I would probably invest in for a full size, as I'm always on a quest to replace the Provise Nutrify 1-6 tonic. That is probably not it for me. I had this little sample of the Kahina brightening serum, which I threw into my bag, but I didn't end up using it, mostly because I had that facial and I needed such minimal skincare in the days following. You know, I like to be prepared. I also brought my Provence Apothecary Clear Spot Treatment. Didn't end up needing this, even though as I have told you, I've been having a little bit of jawline congestion. And the esthetician at International Orange, at first she agreed with me that it was hormonal, and then what she said that I thought was very interesting, she felt like I do have like little bumps on my arms, sort of mild keratosis pilaris. She was like, oh, what could be going on in your jawline could be similar, so it could be sort of a little bit of an autoimmune related flare, although it is very mild. And the exfoliation made it much, much better through the facial. But she said not to really worry about it. Okay, for eye cream, I brought this little travel sample I have of the Aven Physio Lift. I actually really quite like this. It's very kind of basic cream that I just use for travel. But I really liked it. It's actually really quite moisturizing, and obviously not from a green brand, but I thought it was nice. For lips, I brought Osmia Lip Doctor. This was the only lip moisturization product I brought. As you heard me say, I also brought the Protini Polypeptide Cream as a cream step. I didn't want to bring my huge thing of Iuna. So very underwhelmed by this. I was using it as kind of the finishing step in a nighttime skincare routine. I don't know why people like this product so much. I just don't understand why people like Drunk Elephant so much. I'm just not interested, like point blank. I've tried enough products from the brand that I just think that they're nothing special. And if they work for you, great. If not, you know, you're not alone. So disappointing product for me for sure. After actually I finish my Iuna cream too, I think I'm probably going to invest in the In Fiore Creme de Fleur as a cream moisturizing step option. In lieu of that, because I did kind of want something over my serum, oil serum toner step, I just pressed like a pea-sized amount of Aurora over top, and it was truly beautiful. So much better in my opinion than that Protini cream. I do think, actually I will say though, the Drunk Elephant products seem to be big hits with people that might have a little bit of compromised barrier issues, which is really, really common now from what I have read and can see. I'm not an esthetician, this is just my sort of beauty editorial perspective. People are really over treating their skin and doing a lot to it, which can just make your skin overly sensitized to anything really. So barrier restore products are becoming quite popular, which is ironically like just another way to sell more products. And I think that that's part of the problem. Actually, it seems like that, I don't know if it's that Carolyn Hirons has its Drunk Elephant, but they're just always constantly trying to package you different products and use all the products. I mean, that's what a company does, right? I can't really fault a company for doing what a company does in a capitalist economy, but like, yeah, here, let's overtreat your skin and then let's give you something to fix the overtreated skin. This is, you know, just a beauty industry problem overall. But if you do think you have like compromised barrier issues, first of all, go see a professional esthetician. But a brand that I would turn to if it were me would be the Christina Holy Marie Veronique line, formulated explicitly for people that have compromised barrier issues. Also, that isn't always related to product overuse. There can be autoimmune issues or other health issues that can lead to the skin having barrier issues. So yeah, okay. Just wanted to throw that in there. So then the only other things that I brought that I wanted to tell you about, I had thrown in these little samples of the Josh Rosebrook Nutrient Day Cream. These came in the August Detox Market Detox box along with a sample of the Complete Moisture Cleanse. I didn't use the samples of the Nutrient Day Cream. It was just easier for me to put on Iuna Velo, which was the only SPF that I brought. This is actually very travel-friendly packaging. However, my main gripe with this product over time is that the packaging is actually horrible. People were saying this when this product came out in the Beauty Heroes box. I forget when it was, May or something. I'm just gonna show you how messy this gets. I mean, it's really kind of like a disappointment. The product itself is really nice, but I agree with people that have said for the price point, it should be in much better packaging than this. So I hope that that's something, feedback that they're getting, and they're willing to kind of revise it, because it's really not that pleasant to use when it gets super messy like that. Have used Nutrient Day Cream in the past. I think it's a great option. This is, I think, this is tinted. So actually they give a sample of the tinted as well as a sample of the untinted. Actually, the untinted, I had given Kaveh the remains of a bottle of mine and he really, really enjoyed it. So that would actually be a good partner product, really good for male partners that might not be as apt to wear a facial sunscreen. Okay, then I had actually always really been curious about the Josh Rosebrook cleansers. I've never tried any of them. I think he has an herbal oil cleanse. This is the gel cleanser in his line, and I used the whole packet on 1 second cleanse. Massage a small amount onto dry face using circular motions, mist with the hydrating accelerator, and remove with a cloth. I rinsed it off because I didn't have access to a cloth, and it rinsed off clean. It did leave my skin a little bit, not tight, but it just didn't leave it kind of the finish that I tend to prefer after a second cleanse. So I would say that this would be best, in my opinion, for a normal to oily, normal to combination skin type, and perhaps not if you lean towards dryness, dehydration, or more mature skin. Just my experience using it once. It's not a product that I guess I personally would pursue further. My skin, as also typed by this most recent esthetician, is normal. So not really much to say. I was like, is it even combination? She was like, no, it's not. You have like no real oil through the T-zone. It's just normal. So that's my deal. We took an early flight from Seattle to Chicago yesterday. The baby's sleep schedule going from Pacific to Central Time is all out of whack, totally out of whack yesterday. I was just exhausted after a week of being out of our creature comforts from home, and I needed some sort of restoration. I haven't taken a bath in a long time. I've actually found that taking care of myself and my beauty rituals has gotten like harder than when my baby was in like a really little baby. In the first couple months, I was so much better about taking baths and doing gua sha and going to get my nails done. I was doing that more when my baby was super little than I am now. I'm having to just be way more conscious about it. I knew I needed to take a bath last night. Also very inspired by all the In Fiore posts that I had been reading, because Julie Elliott, founder of In Fiore, has this series on the In Fiore blog called Voyages, where she does basically a travel blog of her favorite cities to go to for business pleasure, but also that have incredibly luxurious, best in the world type of spa experiences. So she is a true luxury spa connoisseur, and I cannot tell you the level of inspiration I gleaned from these posts, and I was like, I need to get in the bath ASAP. So I had one of these kicking around. So I drew myself a Persoma bath last night. I did Resurrection, stayed in for 25 minutes. I was like sweating my buns off. Sweating in the bath with these is really good. I still need to do a full persona review because I've tried almost all the baths and scrubs and I'm addicted. They're just truly amazing. And this was the perfect one to do yesterday. I felt like a totally revived human being. There was color brought back to my face. I just felt so much better. So this is a great one to do if you are sort of cross-country travel or even a little bit jet lagged or traveling with a baby or whatever. This is great. I did first cleanse with the Heart of Gold Sea Change Cleansing Balm. Then because my skin hasn't really needed very much since the facial, I didn't want to do any sort of intense mask, but I wanted to restore my skin from being on the plane and traveling so much. So I put on a super thick layer of the Heart of Gold Sweetbriar Hydrating Nectar. I just kind of like slathered it on, and then I put a really generous amount of the Inlight Line Softener. I love this product. Inlight is actually another brand that I think I even said in my Inlight review feels very similar to In Fiore to me. Different, but they have a similar quality. I slathered this like all around my eyes. Oh my God, it was like the perfect post-travel bath ritual. And I was like, God, I need to take baths more often. Like once a week is my goal, to do a bath once a week. Not necessarily a Persona bath, but like an Epsom salt bath or something every single week. Okay, I guess the only other thing I could tell you about that is somewhat related to other things I've been talking about are the products in the now sold out August Detox Market Detox Box, but you can get all these products on the Detox Market. It's a launch of this new hair product from Josh Rosebrook, the Serum Spray. I haven't tried it yet, but as you can probably tell, I really need to wash my hair. So the next time I wash my hair, I'll be trying this. It's described as a multifunction styling product to smooth, define, give weightless finish, reduce frizz. It's also supposed to be a heat protectant, which is quite novel. I'm not sure that I have seen many other hair products in this realm marketed as heat protectors. Spray on towel dried, clean hair, distribute evenly with hands, then style as desired. Then it's a full-size bottle of the Hydrating Accelerator, which is very nice product. Total crowd pleaser. People love this product. Smells like vanilla marshmallow. There's like a zillion and one reviews of that product out there. They also included a 22 ml jar of the Josh Rosebrook Active Enzyme Exfoliator. So I actually still have my full-size jar of this that was a Beauty Heroes Hero earlier in the year, I think, or maybe even late last year. So this will be going in my queue for Patreon giveaway, most likely. I think that's all I have for you today. It felt good to give you my inner skincare monologue unleashing. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to chat with you in the comments about skincare philosophy, products, In Fiore, bathing, luxury spa experiences, because now I've told Kaveh my thing in life is going to be having as many spa experiences as I have. This actually also ties into astrology a little bit, which is still something that's always bubbling in the background for me that I'm reading and learning and practicing. I'm basically trying to become a Venus specialist. So I think a lot about my own Venus placement. I have Venus in Taurus, and the more I kind of meditate on what having Venus in Taurus means, it's very much about expressing, practicing, appreciating beauty through in a very physical way, whether that's kind of, it can take a lot of different manifestations. It could be through interior decorating or gardening or cooking or something like that. But for me, it's obviously beauty products, but having a more embodied experience of beauty. I guess the reason I love reading these In Fiore blog posts so much right now is that it feels like such a Venus and Taurus expression. It's a very embodied way to experience beauty, going to these, like, basically destination beauty and having these immersive luxury spa experiences. That is something that I really want to pursue personally. I don't know, it's always felt super indulgent, and growing up, I feel like I was always told to not be so indulgent in those ways. So now I'm having to kind of like reprogram as an adult and find like my own my own expression, I guess, if that makes sense. So I just have a lot percolating, as you can tell. I need to cut myself off because I'm just rambling now. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hope to chat with you in the comments, and you will see me in Newborn Essentials video shortly after this because it's already filmed and almost all edited. Oh, and it wouldn't be a video unless I gave you a directive to go check out the L'Amour Patreon page if you would like to support independent, sponsorship-free, creative beauty content like you see here on L'Amour. The community over there is amazing, and there's also ample bonus content if you would like more than what I'm uploading here to YouTube. Okay, that's really it. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys soon.